everyone. Welcome to Thorough Newspaper Analysis, which is presented to you by LawSikho. So today we have only one major article, which is from the Hindu, and it talks about the stubble burning, the problem of stubble burning. The title is Less Pollution, More Soil Fertility. So basically, it discusses as to what stubble burning is, and a very new and innovative method, which is the PUSA method, has been discussed in this article. We'll see it into detail. And secondly, we have the news and flash column, wherein we'll be discussing the small and point-wise news articles that are more important for our prelims exam. So if you're also preparing for judicial services exam, you can definitely have a look at the LawSikho course that we have for you. So it is named as Lord of the Courses, and it is very amazing for all the judicial services aspirants. The link is available in the description box, and you can download free study material from the landing page as well. Then other courses of LawSikho can also be viewed at the LawSikho page. This is the multiple choice question for the day. Supreme Court appointed Justice Madan B. Lokur committee to monitor and provide steps to prevent stubble burning in Punjab, Haryana and UP in which of the following cases? So basically, after which case has this committee been appointed? Firstly, Praveen Kumar versus Union of India. Second, MC Mehta versus Union of India. Third, Aditya Dubey versus Union of India. Or fourth, none of the above. You can jot down your answer in the comment section below. So this is the descriptive question for the day. In recent years, attack on stubble burning has increased due to its contribution to rising air pollution, which means that now we are taking more proactive steps to curb down this problem of stubble burning. In the light of this, discuss how stubble burning causes air pollution. Also, suggest some measures to tackle stubble burning menace in India. By menace, we simply mean a problem that is at a very large scale. The answer must be written within a word limit of 250 to maximum 300 words. With this, let's start the discussion for today, which talks about stubble burning. So recently, the Supreme Court in Aditya Dubey versus Union of India appointed retired Supreme Court Judge Justice Madan B. Lokur as the only and the one-man committee to monitor and provide steps to prevent stubble burning in Punjab, Haryana and UP. Now, please keep in mind that here two very important points, specifically if you want to quote them in your mains or essay as well, and even a prelims question can be formed that a Lokur committee, the name of the committee is Lokur, is related to what? So the correct answer would be stubble burning, and actually it would monitor and provide steps to prevent stubble burning in which three states? Punjab, Haryana and UP. So please keep them in mind. Then the union government has brought an ordinance to set up a permanent commission for air quality management, and Delhi government launched the Green Delhi app today. So, very proactive steps and very, timely steps at least now are being taken, and we really think that we really hope that these steps will actually bring some positive effect. So let's before analyzing deeper into this problem, let's understand that how the problem of stubble burning actually increased. So I hope that all of you know the basic meaning of stubble burning. So basically what happens is, like, mostly when rice and wheat are produced in the field and they're finally harvested upon, when they're completely ripe to be taken away or harvested from the field. So nowadays we use the huge machine which all of us know as the combine harvest. But the very problem associated with this machine is that it leaves the straw, which is, you must have seen that a dried piece of straw that actually remains stuck with the ground, on which the actual main paddy or the wheat was earlier attached, but the combined harvest only cuts down the grain, or the part that has the grain in that particular dried up plant, and the entire dried up straw is left as such in the field. That is generally known as stubble. And the farmers, because obviously now they have to use the very same field for sowing the next crop, but whatever they want to sow in their field, they need to clear their field within a very short span of 20 to 25 days alone. Just imagine that if we have a field of only, say, for 1 or 2 acres, so it is really very easy for us to harvest any kind of produce and to just clear up the field manually. But when the farmers have lands that end up to acres and acres of lands. There are hectares and hectares of land. So there it is not really possible to manually uproot all the stubble that is there. So the very easiest and the cheapest method that they resort to is that they just set the entire dried up stubble to fire, and that basically is known as stubble burning. So basically, how the stubble burning practice actually started is traced back to the advent of Green Revolution. Now, as we also had discussed earlier, that at the time of Indian independence, the biggest challenge that India as a country, as a nation was facing was to ensure food security. Because as we know that most of the land in India at that time, though it was engaged into some kinds of agricultural farm or other kinds of horticulture activities, but most of the produce in India was done in such a manner so as to give the commercial outcome of those. Like for example, just like a small example of indigo, but just like indigo, there were various other crops like tobacco and other crops which were commercially very beneficial, but they could obviously not be consumed as the staple diet. In such a scenario, it was very important for India to secure, first of all, that all the people, the entire population of the country at least has food security. For that purpose, in 1960s, the very boon that came to be was the Green Revolution. So by use of various new techniques and the most important high-yielding variety seeds, which actually yielded a better produce in the farm, had helped India to regain its food security. Now, in that scenario, obviously, the Green Revolution focused more on the rice and wheat production, because if we see in the Indian topography and also in the Indian demography, then rice and wheat are the most staple diets that we eat. Like northern India, mostly, it prefers wheat. But then again, if you move towards northeastern India, there is huge consumption of rice. Then if you move towards southern India, then there is a good consumption of rice associated products, and wheat is comparatively less. But all in all, the two most important producers in India are rice and wheat. So obviously, Green Revolution increased the amount to many-fold times of rice and wheat production, due to which obviously there was an increased problem of stubble after the harvest period. So that is why the machines actually they left behind foot tall, like at least the height of that stubble that is left in the field is at least about 1 foot tall. So they were like left behind by the combined harvest, and so the stubble burning came as a low cost and speedy solution available to the farmers. Because as we have just discussed, that the farmer has to make sure that his field is empty again within a short period of just 20 to 25 days, because then he has to resow other kinds of grains or other seeds for the next harvest. But now let's understand that why is stubble burning concerning us so much, and what is the environmental impact of the stubble burning? Firstly, it releases harmful gases, including nitrogen oxide and carbon monoxide. When we have studied about the air pollution, we discussed that there are a few constituents of the air which are the most dangerous one, like the sulfur dioxide, or the particulate matter 2.5, or the particulate matter to which we also call the PM 2.5 or PM 10, and then also nitrogen oxide and carbon monoxide, which are very, very hazardous if inhaled not only by humans but also by various animals as well. In such a scenario, stubble burning has come out to be one of the biggest sources of such air pollutants. And as per TERI, which is the Energy and Resources Institute 2019 report, air pollution in New Delhi and other parts of northern India was 20 times higher than WHO's prescribed threshold. So for example, if an average human body or an average human lung can purify air, for example, say of wherein the level of pollution is, for example, 20. So according to this report, the actual level of pollution that we were seeing in the northern part of India was 400. So you can really imagine that what would be the entire situation of the health as well as the respiratory systems of the people living in northern India, since we were living into an air which is 20 times higher the prescribed level as described by WHO, which is World Health Organization. So then also it created vast smoke blankets across the Indo-Gangetic plain, exposing millions to air pollution. Now, obviously, as we say, like by smoke blankets, we mean that these pollutants are so many a times, they are so dense and they are so many in their amount that it actually, you must have noticed, whenever specifically in this time, whenever there is harvest of wheat, harvest of rice that takes place. So at this time, if you travel in or around Delhi, that is the national capital region or the capital territory, you must have noticed that you can't really even see the sun. It seems that the entire area is cloudy and it is about to rain, but it is very hot. And actually, it is this pollution that blankets the entire area in the sky so much that even the sun is not able to penetrate properly through that blanket. And even in the night time, you must have noticed that in these areas, we cannot really even see the stars. So it happens because this huge broad blanket covers our outer surface or the upper surface in the sky, and it actually is so dense and dark that it does not even allow the light or such other good air to penetrate in and around. Then harmful impact on soil fertility, destroys organic fertilizers and reduces groundwater levels. So yes, the burning of stubble, the gases which are released through this burning not only impact adversely the air in and around that area, but also the huge amounts of that ash. Because see, ash, as we know since the ancient times, has been used as one of the kinds of fertilizer, or something that adds to the fertility of the soil. But of course, excess of everything is bad. So even if you have the best thing in the world and you are consuming it into excess, that is obviously going to harm you. And similar is the case in stubble burning as well, wherein this huge amount of ashes, which have so many of carbon content and various other components, it gets mixed up with the soil, it deteriorates the fertility of the soil, and also it reduces the groundwater levels beneath the ground. So then these are a few legal steps that have been taken in this direction. In 2013, Punjab government had banned the practice of stubble burning, and in 2015 it was banned by the NGT, that is the National Green Tribunal, in Rajasthan, UP, Haryana and Punjab. So basically what happens is that these, and even Rajasthan to a bit lesser extent, but UP, Haryana and Punjab, and obviously we can count Rajasthan in here, these are the major states that contribute to the air pollution caused by stubble burning, because these are the major states for the production of rice and wheat. And that is why, due to the timing of harvest of rice at this particular time of end of October and start of November, and also due to the kinds of winds that we have flowing at this time, at this period of the year, they concentrate the pollution near New Delhi, that is the national capital region, the NCR area, and that is why the air pollution rises to like a various number of times more than the normal levels that are available, that are there in Delhi. So that is why it actually, and at this time, as we know, that it is not like the monsoon season or something that wherein winds would be really good and they would actually take away these pollutants through the wind, but due to less of winds, these pollutants tend to stay for a longer period, causing longer harm to the people. Also, it has been declared as an offense under Section 188 of the Indian Penal Code, and also Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. So this, you can go through this. So here, now let's discuss that what are the innovative steps that have been taken to curb the problem of stubble burning. So, Action Plan of Punjab and Haryana says that to focus on setting up custom hiring centers to facilitate farmers remove stubble, provide machinery such as happy seeder, rotavator, paddy straw chopper, etc. And these are basically from time and now, these techniques or these ideas have been developed to curb down the problem of stubble burning. And also the government has made efforts that these things or these technologies are available to the farmers also on rent. So obviously not all the farmers are going to buy just for the purpose of curing the problem of stubble burning. So they can even rent these techniques or these machines from the government and can give them back when the work is done. Then study by International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center says that application of happy seeder and super SMS machines can improve the productivity of land by 10 to 15%. So here, but this is one thing that we need to understand, that only 11% of the farmers actually use happy seeders, and just 1% provide happy seeder services to others. 14% farmers know others using happy seeders within their trusted network. So this small survey was done regarding the happy seeders, and thus we need to make farmers more and more aware of these things, and also as to how much loss to their own health as well they are causing by burning the stubble. Also, the various techniques and machines or methods that the government is trying to bring in, the farmer should be he should be able to trust upon these things, and also they should be very affordable, because obviously for burning the stubble, the only thing that they need is just one matchstick. Yes, that is the only investment they do before burning the stubble. And if at all they have to be they have to be made to shift to another technique, then that also should be pocket friendly to the farmers. So this has been the recent innovative step that has been taken. So it has been done by the IARI, which is the Indian Agriculture Research Institute, PUSA. So it's there in PUSA, and they have also made a decomposer which they have named as PUSA Decomposer. So it has a set of 4 tablets made by extracting fungi strains. So basically what has to be done is that these tablets have to be mixed in water, and this water has to be sprayed in the area or the field where stubble is still standing. And these tablets will actually catalyze the very process of decomposing the stubble at a very fast rate. So it helps to decompose paddy straw at a much faster rate, and has the potential to reduce both air pollution, and also when the stubble will be decomposed on that very land and will be mixed with the soil again, this will really help in replenishing the fertility of the soil. So this was all for this article. So it's a very good step, and we hope that it will really bring a good change in the practice of stubble burning. So let's see, what do we have for news and flash today? It is again related to air pollution today. The president has signed the Commission for Air Quality Management in National Capital Region and Adjoining Areas Ordinance 2020 to track and combat air pollution in and around NCT. So basically, as we had the the Environmental Pollution and Control Board, so now this management commission, or this Commission for Air Quality Management, will actually replace this 22-year-old board. And the commission supersedes bodies such as the central and state pollution boards of Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, UP, and Rajasthan. So the specific roles of this commission would be coordination between the states, planning and execution of policy, interventions, operations of industry, inspections, and research into the causes of pollution. So this was all for today. We hope it was a good session for you. Thank you so much for staying tuned with LawSikho.